Dix. We got a bunch of pretty serious beers and a softer one and a gift for you as well.
Oh yeah, look at that. I don't think that's big enough for me.
You figure you got one of those, Dix? you probably, it's just
Man,
it's
been a long time, right? Since I've seen one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know, what are we going for? I'll go after you, mate.
This Pelot took 2 sips of this at Road America and couldn't finish it.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Are you? You're a man, right? You're from New Zealand.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope you brought more of those.
Morning Wood. Actually, yes, we got 4 of those.
Yeah.
Let's see. What am I gonna? Which one should I go for? Mexican cake or?
I think this looks good.
All right.
Yeah, do the Mexican cake.
All right. I can do that if your fingers are tore up.
This is very brown.
Yes. No, this is not f***ing around.
Cheers.
Scott Dixon, congratulations,
Thanks,
mate.
man. Thank you.
Oh, yes. You don't need many of those.
It's got like licorice in it or something.
I got a couple more.
That's
We'll
interesting.
send you packing with a couple.
Maybe they put some Jägermeister in that thing.
252nd overall victory. I'd love to say for you, but for Chip Ganassi Racing, you've contributed a lot on the IndyCar side. 130 IndyCar wins for CGR. You, 54 wins, mate.
Cool.
On a day where you set the new record for IndyCar's all-time Ironman. What does that mean, brother? These numbers are not human.
Yeah, for me, the timing is special. Like, I think if you could ever do it, that way, that's the perfect way to do it, and I think, I don't know, for me it's more about, I was just so happy for the team. Like, I know how hard they've worked this year, and we've had some missed opportunities, and it's just been frustrating.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tough part. So the first thing when I got out was like, thank you all so much, and sorry it's taken so long this season to get the win, because I think, it's a team effort. Nobody single-handedly wins these things. And
But we're not used to getting towards the last couple of races without you having at least a couple, so it has been weird.
It has been a weird year, but hey, we did it, and that's what counts. But like if you're reading those stats off, it just shows you what a powerhouse team this is, and why I've been here for 20 plus years.
Our guy Steve Shunk, who loves the legends of IndyCar more than anybody, got a nice quote from Parnelli Jones, whose 90th birthday is today, just congratulating you, saying whether it's a 500 win, which you have, or road course win, it's meaningful. When Parnelli's saying that, that means something.
I love Parnelli, for what he's done for the sport, and what he's done, especially at this place, and just the fact that, I'm sure, like all of us, he's just a race fan, right? Like, that's what I am firsthand. I love all kinds of racing, but the fact that he's still, sitting there and watching IndyCar races, even on a road course, on a Saturday is huge, and to see that quote, from Parnelli is very meaningful, and it's very special. So
if you and Emma have another son, I think Rufus would be.
Rufus would be pretty cool. Huh? Emma's talking about having another baby. I don't know what's going on there.
You're never gonna be able to retire, dude.
Man, I thought my life was tough when we had Kit. Man, he's full on.
Let's talk a little bit about the race. So, yes, strategy. Look, this 9 car of yours, strategy has always been one of its greatest attributes. Your team is usually hitting it absolutely perfectly. It's not as if a great strategy call just gifted you the win. That middle stint, you not only had to drive your balls off, you had to extend and keep up those really high-level laps. Tell me about that part, because you had to make the strategy work to get that win.
Yeah, and I think when you're going off strategy like that, it's you're the only one doing it, or maybe there's very few people doing it. So you can't really judge, what the tire's going to do. Sometimes you try to go maybe on the tire that you think's going to go longer, so you can see how the other tire reacts, and what you can make of that. I know it's different for each car and how each person drives it, but we knew that the fuel mileage wasn't going to be an issue. We tried that in warm-up. We're like, we can get the number that we need to get, even from the start.
Honda Power is strong today.
Honda's done a tremendous job, and especially on the fuel mileage stuff. We even saw that at Nashville. There was a lot of other cars that weren't going to make it. So you're just, because you have to make every window so long, you're just hoping that each tire set is kind of similar. Sometimes you don't get it, and I kind of killed it on the last stint where I just went out too hard. I kind of really abused it, went maybe a second a lap faster on those first 3 laps. Had I not done that, I think it would have been a much easier kind of race for us, opposed to how it finished. But we put on a show, and it was damn close for Graham, and what a weekend he had.
So
man.
happy
what a
for
weekend
them.
he had. Yeah, I feel bad that we took the win from him. But
that's bullshit.
Yeah,
But it's okay.
yeah. He's a good friend.
No, we
and
love
they
it.
did a tremendous job this weekend, and it was great to see Graham on the pole, man. He did a hell of a job.
One of the most impressive things I think you and I would agree we've seen in the middle of a season when a team gets off to a bad start, rarely do they develop and get into the game before the next season.
Yeah.
They've been in the game since mid-season here,
Yeah.
so that's impressive. One or two more quick things, Dix. I believe this is your race engineer Ross Bonnell's first win as a primary, the full
Yeah.
race engineer.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep ending up with race engineers who are just smoking like mad and nervous and whatnot. Maybe it's they're nervous working with you, but tell me about that. This is number 54 for you, but number one for Ross in that primary role.
Yeah.
That's big.
I hope it's not nervous for him. He's a great guy, a hell of a teammate. I think especially integrating into this team, is not always easy. Just with the success that they've had, but he's a confident guy and done extremely well, and especially all the other programs that we have going on. He just loves being a part of all of it. So, we joked that his first win was actually the pit stop competition at the 500.
Yes.
So he can take that. But
Tyler as well. Tyler was that guy was the whole crew. Were superheroes.
The whole group on the 9-car side are amazing, and especially with the pit stops. I think we actually took the lead, last weekend again in the pit stop comp for the season, which was very special. But yeah, it's racing's all about pressure, man. And it's how you deal with it and how you put it on yourself. But very cool. I apologise to Ross after the race that it, again, took so long to get his first win, but it was cool, man. He left immediately and went straight back to the truck, and he's working on the next race.
All right, we're just going to close on this quickly. So some of the other media were mentioning, hey, what was it like trying to focus or whatever with all this other stuff in the background going on with your teammate? And you said, as I would expect, that's for y'all. That's not for me. Can you just share what it is, Dix, about there can be a lot of noise and nonsense going on, but the fact that you and the 9-car won, Graham and the RLL team had a great weekend, and we should be celebrating them. To me, there's the buzz and nonsense. We can't ignore it, right? Some of us got to cover it, but tell folks what it's like to go, y'all deal with that. I'm just going to go win motor races. That focus, it's a unique thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like even last year with Alex's stuff, it obviously blew up as well. And I got to say, he did a tremendous job. Just not really worried about that, and he has done this year as well.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of noise, and it's definitely a pretty interesting situation, I think, especially for the outside people. But the team has always done a fantastic job of just getting on with it. For rule number one for us, man, is we're all here to win. So yeah, it's. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise always, whether you're doing well or you're not doing well. But yeah, it just comes back to, I hope for most of us, at least for me, is just I love racing, man. It's so much fun to go out there. There's very few of us that get this opportunity, and you want to get all you can out of it.
There's a purity to what this man does. That's why he's the greatest of his generation, Dix.
Cheers, man.
I got a couple more of those.
This is
That's pretty good.
it's getting me going here, man.
Yeah, look at that. Might have to help you down the stairs.
It's very,
a little bit.
it's almost like I've had a pork chop in this or something. It's very, very filling.
Look, I got you a drink in dinner.
I think I had
lunch.
the cake one. It's very thick.
I'm just going to leave that right there. Scott Dixon, boys and girls.